Storm Goretti has battered the UK over the past few days with heavy winds, strong rain and lots of snow. What storms do is they leave a path of destruction in their wake, and for those who are interested in nature like me, it gives us a chance to get close to some things that may have washed up in those storms. So today I'm down here at Walton on the Naze. I'm going to go fossil hunting, see if those storms have brought out any shark's teeth, and I'm also going to see if there's anything interesting washed up along the strand line. Come along with me, let's see what we can find. My name's Adam and welcome to Nature Scope. It's been over a year since I last went fossil hunting down at Walton on the Naze, so I'm excited to come out and see what sort of stuff we can find. It's currently low tide. I've got about 3 or 4 hours of decent hunting before the tide starts to become an issue, so I'm sure we'll find some really interesting stuff along the way. For those of you who perhaps don't know or haven't heard of where I am, I'm in a town called Walton on the Naze in the north of Essex. It's a small coastal town and it's one of the best places in the UK for fossil hunting, specifically for shark's teeth. The reason for that is at the far end of the town there's really soft cliffs. They're made of London clay and red crag, and as the tide comes in and out it batters these cliffs, releases these fossils that have been there for literally tens of millions of years, and they just end up scattered along the beach. So when there's really bad weather, particularly a bad named storm like Storm Goretti, this means that there's extra damage to those cliffs and lots more fossils along the beach. So it's the best time to come out if you want to try and find something. Here you can find a wide variety of shark's teeth, an extinct species of sand tiger shark, and Atodus obliquus, which is the shark the megalodon evolved from, and of course the megalodon itself. Its teeth have been found here on occasion as well, so there's a big chance of something decent today, especially after those strong winds and high tides. I've just found this old crab trap washed up. It doesn't look to be anything in it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it a bit higher up. I don't think I can carry it all the way home, just so it doesn't end up back in the sea, because I'd just rather it be out the sea and up there really, because this is a big tangle, risk stuff can get stuck in it. So yeah, really interesting find there. So the first thing I'm noticing is there's loads and loads of sort of crab bits dotted around the shore, and what you can see surrounding these crab prints is footprints, and these will definitely be probably herring gull footprints surrounding them. So at low tide these crabs have been caught out in these tide pools, or maybe even just scattered along the beach. The seagulls have come trying to find some food, and unfortunately these crabs have ended up as a bit of breakfast for them. But you can just see how many footprints have gone around these crabs, so it was a real battle. But yeah, really interesting first find. I have literally caught a seagull in the act of eating a crab, so this has confirmed it is the herring gulls doing the damage. Crabs have really took the brunt of this storm. It seems like there's a whole one there, just loads of shells and dead ones here, another and a claw there, another whole one up there, another one there, absolutely loads of them around. And we have our first shark's tooth of the day just here. It's a bit broken. Let's see if we can get that focused. It's a little bit broken, very small, but happy to be off the mark. I say it every video, but my favourite place to look for fossils is at the bottom of these stairs. The cliffs are just there. This is the first set of stairs you come across, and there's this big pile of gravel that you can just sit down on one of these rocks and have a proper sift through. I'm going to set a tripod up and I'll show you how quick it takes me to find one. 20 seconds of looking. Really good tooth, in really good condition. This is about an average sized one that you get down here, so not too big, not too small. This will be a sand tiger shark tooth, which is an extinct species of shark, still several millions of years old. So I'm now on the main beach and I'm noticing a lot of these have washed up. These little things are cuttlefish bones, and there's quite a lot of them knocking around. Another one there, another 2 more just up there. Cuttlefish are one of 3 cephalopods we get here in the UK, the others being octopus and squid. And what they do is they breed, and when they breed the males die, which is why sort of this time of year heading into spring you find lots of them washed up along the shore. They're one of the more common things that you find washed up on the strand line. If you have a budgie or a bird at home, you might be used to giving them some cuttlefish bones to sharpen their beaks on and just chew on. But yeah, always really interesting to find. Just as I'm standing here, this bit of cliff is about to collapse down. There we go. number one bit of advice here is never walk too close to the cliffs. You can see I'm giving it 2-3 meters. Another bitch just fell as I've turned it around. And that'll be these storms, these high winds, heavy rain, and the high tides all combining to just completely batter these cliffs. So I've been sat down in this little gravel spot now for a few minutes and I've found another shark's tooth. So let's play a game. We do it every single episode of Find a Shark's Tooth. Somewhere in the image that you can see now there is at least one shark's tooth. I may have missed another one, but I definitely know of one. I'll give you 10 seconds to try and find it. Good luck. How did you get on? It was just on this little bit of rock here. A really, really small one. Typically someone tried to come and talk to me right as I spoke to camera, but that one is really, really small. So that was quite a cruel one. So if you managed to find that, well done. There's also a huge bit of this pyritized wood in the frame. I've explained this a few times before, but this is wood that has been crushed and crushed over millions of years. It becomes this almost stone substance, but you can see the grains in it. You can see that it was once wood. This one's perhaps a little bit better, but yeah, really amazing the stuff you can find it. So another interesting thing I found here right next to this this Nike Air Max is one of these. Now this is what you might know as a mermaid's purse, but this is actually a shark or a ray egg case. So what they do is they use these little pincers and wrap them around seaweed, and inside here in this middle bit will be the egg of the shark, and it'll develop, and once it's old enough to, it'll break out the edges of these and yeah, go out and hopefully live a nice life as a shark or a ray. I'm pretty terrible at IDing these, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like that so I can get a clear view of it. I'm going to ID it when I get home and I'll put it on the screen as to what sort of ray or shark this belonged to. But yeah, really cool to find these. I always mention I love seeing the wildlife, but it amazes me the other stuff that washes in. There's a car tyre here, we had a Nike Air Max shoe. I'll try and show some of the other weird stuff that's washed up. There's always some of this stuff around fishing rope. It's absolutely everywhere. Some sort of kite or inflatable. So I've turned back now and I think I'm going to call it there. I hope I got the balance right of this video. I usually either do a fossil hunting video or a strandline searching video. I rarely combine the two, so I hope I got the balance right. If you are interested, or one or the other, we have a playlist for all of our fossil hunting and a playlist for all of our strandline searching videos. And if you want to come down to Walton on Naze yourself, I actually have a guide on how to find fossils here, so give that a watch before you come down. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all stayed safe in Storm Goretti. It's been quite an interesting day. Not a huge amount of fossils, which I'm quite surprised about, but some cool stuff on the strand line. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.